I'm Sean O'Neill, the Peconic Baykeeper. I'm also an environmental economist. I would like to talk today about dollars and cents and the current water quality improvement strategies proposed for Long Island. As all viewers of this program know, we have a serious water quality issue on Long Island, both with our sole source drinking water aquifer system and our fragile coastal ecosystems. The gravity of this problem is finally being recognized by our elected officials, and while awareness of the issue and planning to fix the problem are both good initial steps, we need strong, sound policy implementation along with cutting-edge technology to solve our water crisis. As an environmental economist, I look at the negative environmental impacts as what we call externality costs. Externalities are the unintended consequence of a commercial activity that affect other parties while not being reflected in the cost of the goods or services involved. When negative environmental externalities are identified, it has typically been the job of good government to step in and get the producers to pay the true cost of production for whatever good or service is being produced. The degradation of Long Island's ground and surface waters is an externality cost of rapid development and the regulatory failure of wastewater infrastructure that cannot keep up with the pace of change. It is a cost that has been borne first by some of our most iconic industries, such as the rapid demise of our fishing and shellfishing industries, which today are a shadow of their former prominence. We see it in the hundreds of bacteria-driven beach closures we witness every summer, the closure of shellfish grounds, the inability of our residents to use our beaches due to harmful algal blooms and the drying up of streams and creeks. It has led to costly drinking water remediation, with more to come in the future. All Long Islanders have borne this cost in some way, without a share of the benefit that developers have received from increased density. To their credit, government entities such as the Suffolk County Executive's Office, Suffolk County Department of Health Services, and the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation have looked to mitigate some of these concerns. Technological solutions being considered revolve around the implementation of new technologies to reduce the amount of nitrogen in wastewater produced by over 360,000 existing on-site septic and cesspool systems. Unfortunately, none of the plans being considered contain regulatory controls to lower the overall nitrogen loads into our ground and surface waters. In fact, current proposals would continue to allow non-conforming wastewater loads to be produced on parcels developed before current sanitary code rules took effect, and extend these practices to other parcels to be developed as well. Simply mandating new technology on new construction does nothing to improve our current loads, which have led to the water quality crisis we are in today. Reduced new loads, while reduced, are still new loads. The proposed solution to these problems involves a water tax on usage to create a recurring allotment of $75 to $100 million annually. This begs the question, if money was the answer to our water quality issues, why is the over $4 billion spent on water quality through drinking water protection funds and the East End Community Preservation Funds led us to our bad and getting worse state of water quality? The answer to that question is money alone, without regulatory controls that mandate actual reduction in loads, does nothing to improve water quality. Spending money on new technology without addressing the fundamental causes of our water quality issues is not progress. Making taxpayers once again pay for an externality they did not create nor share in the profits of is not equitable. The low-hanging fruit is obvious. No new loads over current levels. Remediation of existing wastewater loads needs to occur to ensure no new harm is caused by the implementation of new wastewater treatment technologies. If we allow new systems to be subsidized with taxpayer money without mandating any remediation of existing loads, we'll create a system that incentivizes new, taxpayer-subsidized development with no reduction in overall nitrogen loads. If the costs of these new septic systems are subsidized with public funds, there is no incentive for developers to pick the cheapest option, and artificially high costs for these systems can be maintained. By mandating in-kind remediation of existing loads as a prerequisite to creating new loads, developers are incentivized to use the best possible technology. Wastewater manufacturers are encouraged to deliver their product at the lowest possible prices. The pace of system installation would increase, along with business opportunities for local installers of these systems, all while costing the taxpayer $0. The cost of these systems and the externality cost of water pollution would be captured in the price of development itself, and no longer passed on to the residents of Long Island. This would provide incentives to the developer to produce the smallest load possible with the cheapest system possible on the new development to lower the cost of mitigating loads elsewhere. The current policies certainly make a lot of dollars for those entities supporting, designing, and implementing them, but don't make a whole lot of sense for the taxpayers of Long Island.
The views expressed on the Soapbox are not necessarily those of Water Matters, its sponsors, hosts, guests, or underwriters. If you'd like to stand on the Water Matters Soapbox and sound off about a water issue, send your script to soapbox@liwater.org.